These days, we all know 85% more girls are hitting the gym to work on their glutes for a bigger butt. But glute exercises are growing in popularity because of the wide range advantages it brings to both females and males. Strengthening your glutes can improve your form and balance, as well as improve your bone density and enhance your core stability. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the best exercises that gives you your best butt. You might be used to your everyday squats, thrusts, and bench presses, but it's important to know the right kind of exercise to do, as well as the correct form to do them in, so as to maximize the activation of the three muscles in the glutes. So, what are they? The gluteal muscles consists of the gluteus maximus, the gluteus medius, and the gluteus minimus. These three muscles work together in being responsible for the extension, abduction, and internal rotation of the hip. So, the glutes are an important muscle to strengthen. But how? The first exercise worth considering is the squats. Whether you do just regular back squats or you do a barbell squat, it's one of the more technical exercises that can target the muscle groups you need for a better butt. But there's a right way to do it. First, ensure that the barbell you carry on your shoulders is evenly distributed on your right and left sides. An uneven barbell can mess up your form and even lead to soreness and micro-injuries. Next, pick a good stance. Usually for squats, the recommended stance for good form is to keep your feet apart shoulder-wide, which is just narrow enough to maintain stability and maximum hip stretch. But studies have shown that for glute gains and a bigger butt, the best stance is to keep your feet wider apart. This results in an even more stretched glutes upon descending down to squat. The last thing to remember whilst doing squats for butt gains is to keep the rest of body in place whilst your knees and hips act as hinges for your movement. The wider stance combined with a high chest makes the squats one of the best combination exercises out there for butt gains. But there are others. Another exercise that helps maximize butt gains is the deadlift. Now, just like the squats, variation of the deadlift brings about different muscle activations. The conventional deadlift with a narrow stance usually gets the arms and lower back firing and only really involves the glute muscles at the final stage of the movement. Romanian deadlifts are much the same, with the movement more so targeting the triceps and biceps in the arm as well as the core muscles in the midriff, and yet again the glutes only fire in the lockout when in a standing position. However, with the sumo deadlift, the glutes fire all the way throughout the movement. Just like with the squats, the more open stance extends the glutes both on your way down and on your way back up, activating the muscles more in the process. Another deadlift that works magic on the glutes is the single leg deadlift. Here, instead of holding a wide stance to properly activate the glutes, you do the lift with only one leg whilst the other is raised backwards. With each single leg deadlift, the lower back, calf, hamstrings, and glutes are activated. Although this exercise might be a little too tough for beginners, it definitely is worth it if you can pull it off. Last but not least on the list of exercises that can bring in massive glute gains is the hip thrust. This might be the leading exercise for effective butt gains. Several studies in recent years have come to validate the theory that hip thrusts really are the best exercise for targeting muscle gains. When doing hip thrusts, it's important to start with light weights on the barbell and slowly increase your threshold over the next weeks as your comfort level grows. It's also important to keep your feet in line with your knees. This means your legs can't be too far forward. You need to keep the distance between your feet and the bench at a distance that maintains your back on the bench and prevents you from slipping down into a bad position. Maintaining good form whilst doing the thrust is the real secret behind getting maximum butt gains. The same is true for the back squats and both the sumo and single leg deadlifts. These are all brilliant exercises for your glutes. Other less effective exercises that can also bring in gains include lateral lunges, kickbacks, step-ups, and normal back squats. So there you have it. Exercising the glutes using these specified routines is sure to bring about effective butt growth. Developing a better butt, that's an important step for both the guys and the girls.